paid attention the whole time to him talking, but now I'm looking out the window and like make sure no one's like noticing.
So Gilgrim starts digging around in one of his side pouches, and then he pulls out in one hand what looks like a very sturdy cord, right? Probably about that big around. And then in the other hand he has a pair of tongs, and he says, "That's it. We could either do this 2 different ways."
What are those ways?
He kind of holds both of them up so that you can clearly see. He's like, "Your choice. We can either sew or we could cut."
Sewing would be slower, but the cut would be a lot more humane.
At least the sewing could be undone.
Sawing.
Oh.
Or did you say sewing?
No, you said sewing.
I said sewing.
Sewing could be undone.
Why
but
not both?
True. Then again, my hands... He sits there and fakes a shake. My hands are quite shaky. I might get an eye.
Get an eye.
Ah, true. And that won't make my world blind. So, shopkeeper, what would you do if someone tried to stab you in the neck? Prestidigitation, the crown starts to form above my head again. What would you do?
Amazing how quickly cowards lose their word when we find out so much.
Just being a good citizen.
Yes, but might I add, look at me. I am what you guys answer to, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
And then I just happened to mention wanting a pistol because I would like to get good at them and they're rather interesting. And then you go telling the guards the suspicious activity of this pistol. And then he said some, like, out of the ordinary, like, a rebellion? Funny.
But he points to Jacob and he says, he's asking a lot of questions about it.
Well, haven't you ever heard of something, prestidigitation, little sparks? Spy.
But I'm just doing my duty.
At this point, I kind of intervene. I say, it's enough. He's passed. He's passed the test. He's no traitor.
Hand back the sword to Tao.
Reflection as it shines into the sheet.
Now, that's good for us, but Gilgrim still has his own business.
Kind of cracks both of his knuckles. He says, "Aye."
Where would you like us to meet, since how this deal seems to have gone sour?
He did offer us to follow with him.
That's what I'm meaning. Where would you like us to meet him later?
Because he has some things to attend to here.
Yeah, some stuff we may not want to be present for.
He says, "Well, outside the city limits, outside the walls, there is a larger plain. If you just head up that direction for a bit, once you can't see the city anymore, we have a good area set up there for now."
Not a problem. I pull out, hold on, let me open so I can actually get the name right. Sorry about this, guys. Because I had a list for notes for forgotten. Barris, I believe it was? The smuggler.
Yes.
He pulls out the little thing he got him to warn him, like to get him his attention and everything. He's like, we'll be there. Sundown?
Aye.
Sundown. Everybody? I think we have other places to be. Good day, sir. Oh, spins around. Do you have that armor I asked for?
Aye, if you want to take a look, I got it back up my stand.
We'll actually look at it.
Alright, in that case, I can just show it to you when we meet later.
Good enough. Alright, there we go.
Have fun.
Remember to lock the door behind you and paint the windows.
Kind of shakingly. He kind of just shakes his head a bit.
As we walk out, I grab like an apple from a ration and just walk out.
That was evil.
When we walk outside and everything, I make sure we walk a good block away. I pull out the...
As you're walking outside and you hear, and you close the door behind you, you hear a thump, 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 thump.
As we sit there and hear that, I just smile and I pull out the thing we got from
Varys.
the drought.
Varys.
Oh, no.
I pull it out and just like, so, how about we get out of the city? And also make sure we clear a few things up before he hears all night. I wasn't even meaning about that. I was more meaning towards, I shoot eyes over to him, certain of the...
Yeah, as far as I know, I'm a spy. Not for the village.
Yes, but we don't want flips the thing in his hand, catches it. Our friend, we ain't got...
He has a point. This lie may have saved us now, but it may bite us back later.
So, an alleyway, so to say? So we get in there, and I believe I just crushed it.
Yes, you just crush it.
Smash it.
Alright, a faint glow emanates between your fingers, and then once you release it, it's done. And so you wait around for a few minutes, and seemingly out of nowhere, Varys just kind of turns the corner and says, "You rang?"
Yes, we'd like to get out of the city, and also wanted to tell you about a few...
Oh, this wouldn't have to do with the recent incidents this afternoon now, would it?
Probably, yes.
Well, some clarification on that count would be extremely helpful.
Well, we were sitting there stopped by a shop. Me being my heritage, I didn't think it'd be a problem, so I wanted to get a hold of a couple of those gnomish pistols. because they're kind of fun. And a colleague asked about the rebellion.
I was curious.
I'm not faulting you, so don't take it that way. So then we had a spy of the guard snooping on us. We chased him down, interrogated him thoroughly. I think he pissed his pants.
He may have.
And then we confronted a shopkeeper, which was a snitch. He told on Graham?
Gilgrim.
Graham.
Gilgrim.
We shortened it for Graham, remember? He also told on Gilgrim. So we had personal business, and we have a place to meet him. Then I described the location that Gilgrim pointed out. You think you can get us there without attracting more attention?
You see this dawn of recognition on his face, and then he kind of just, Gilgrim.
I'm guessing he's a colleague of yours.
Yes, you could say that.
I guess since you know him, you should know him. And I point up towards the floating dagger.
He says, "Ah, my friend, I'm back!" And then at this point, Varys just kind of rubs his temples and he goes, "I thought he'd gone."
He's agreed to come along with me for now.
Indeed, adventures to be had.
As you can tell, we've met Graham. Gilgrim.
I see. Well, I can definitely take you to that location.
Kinda. What's it gonna cost?
Don't worry, Gilgrim's gonna foot this bill.
Good enough. And then we also need to talk about the business of things we talked about earlier. But that can wait.
Very well. Now, if you'll follow me, and he leads you guys along some side streets and stuff, and then he says, "Well, Gilgrim's taking you to the place that he's taking you to. I suppose you can be trusted with this knowledge." And along a wall, he just kind of runs his hands along it, and he goes, "Here we go." Pushes in on one of the bricks. It goes inwards, and the wall seems to just part, and there is a passageway down.
Thank God. I really didn't want to go back inside the hood.
So then he takes you down into the passage. On the other side, he flips the trigger to shut the wall back, and he touches the pommel on each of his rapiers, and they both begin to glow in a light, and it lights up the passage, and he says, "Follow me."
Not a problem.
And he leads you down the passage, does the same thing on the other side to open up another, opening, and you guys are out in a clearing.
Is the passage like windy and there's multiple options, or is it just kind of straight?
This one was a straight shot.
Okay. I didn't know. If so, I was going to make an intelligence check to remember the route and everything.
Yeah, this one was just a straight shot.
Of all the places we could have ended up crushing at, it just happened to be in the right spot.
No, he took you down a few alleyways before you got to this
We
place.
had to walk. Well, quite nice. Fresh air. So off we go.
Absolutely. Follow me.
No problem.
And you guys notice as you walk for a bit that seemingly out of nowhere the rest of his band seems to join you.
Sit there and just smile. Hello, gents.
They
Lovely
kind of
day.
just incline their heads to you a bit. Don't say anything.
Big talkers, aren't they?
Not really now.
I can say the same about you.
Sure enough.
My point. Well, how was y'all's day? Ours was eventful.
They just kind of look at you, shrug.
Good enough. Made a man wet his pants today. That was enjoyable.
And Varys is just like, they're not exactly the most talkative bunch, which I suppose I balance that out quite a bit on my own.
Hey, I'm not. I have the gift of gab to say so.
I suppose you could say the same about me, although I don't think most people would put it in such kind terms.
And I sit there as walking and be like, oh, what was that guard's name?
Bye.
Yes, Bevan.
Yeah, but
You know Bevan.
Oh, do we know Bevan? I think everyone knows Bevan.
Why is that?
He's a nitwit.
Hmm.
If we want to pass on false information, we make sure Bevan overhears a conversation.
at least you know he can't be trusted, mostly.
He was the one that was spying on us, by the way.
Oh,
I told
well,
him. I told him to take a vacation.
Got quite the scare.
I imagine he's not exactly known for his bravery or his brains.
So probably within about, looks at his sundial again, maybe a couple hours, he should be probably trying to leave the city. Just friendly information for you. I have no business with him anyways.
Well, that complicates things just a little bit. I had to find a new nitwit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't know. And I mean, and like I say that with honest, didn't know.
It can't be helped sometimes.
Just knew he was a spy, and for all the guards know, he was peeping on me with the lass.
Well, that should make things interesting for him at least.
Too bad you can't, save it so I could watch it later, but
Yes, too bad.
Jacob, you look like you have something to say.
No, I'm just reflecting on past deeds thus far.
And we haven't killed anybody.
No,
We haven't hurt any innocents.
not yet.
Somehow.
Now, would would you say someone trying to get you arrested by the guard is innocent?
Not really, but this whole place is out of whack.
Sometimes, Sir Hunter, you must do a little bad to achieve the good.
What about you two druids? You've been kind of quiet.
Have to give a little
Thoughts,
bit. Get a lot.
processes, things going on.
What must be done must be done.
I'm with it, as long as I don't get any blood on me.
Forgotten sits there and is just like, well spoken. Good job. And then inside your head you'd be like, I should think of a better one.
Next you'll say, no. I did base him off that character.
Wait, hold on. Then he hears inside his head, is that smell coming from me?
I just kind of like pull my sleeve up and kind of sniff.
And after you do this, you're like, that smell is coming from me. And Forgotten, you notice it. You notice him smell his sleeve and just go, ugh.
Green.
You just see Forgotten, still stoic face, turn around and just sit there. Sorry.
Varys looks at you a little
Gotta
quizzical
fly
and says, inside joke?
There he is. I don't know. He just seemed to smell himself and his reaction kind of was funny.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Hey, Varys,
Yes.
is there a stream or something nearby?
A stream? Not really, no.
Okay.
Not to be rude, but you even have soap?
No.
Forgotten just reaches out and pulls out a bar and just like, you can keep it. I don't want it back.
You might keep it.
Forgotten also looks in the bag, sees he has one more layer of soap, and he's just like, yeah, that'll have to do. Wow. So back our previous conversation while we're on this walk. Sneaking into a certain palace, stealing some of the armory, and maybe seeing if you can smuggle out a person or two.
Yes. It won't be easy or cheap.
Well, you said 25 gold last time.
Yes.
Ting, 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 ting. I want everything my father possesses in his armory. Every valuable piece, every other bit of his pride and joy. I want it all. Priority, though, my mother insists. My father's a tyrant. He tortures, kills his own family, and then just looks at it like it's part of the job.
Alright, what would you have us do if they don't come willingly?
Okay, wait on the rescuing them, and Forgotten pulls out a note that he wrote last night before he went to bed.
Mm-hmm.
See if you can slip that into my sister's journal, and pulls out a second, and then my mother's favorite book.
Alright.
Your spy should be able to know which one it is. My mother carries it around religiously, and my sister has a little notebook she keeps under her pillow. Now, the weapons I would prefer to get as soon as possible. Just keep an eye on them. If you see anything happen to them, let me know immediately and get them.
Alright, we'll see what we can do.
I'm trusting you on this. This is my family. The last bit of good I have.
He takes the gold and then he reaches out to kind of shake your hand, seal the deal.
Shake it.
Right? Says, alright, I'll put my best mint on it.
Well, off the dark, dreary matters. Everyone having a good day. Oh wait, already asked. Whatever. I'm not the best at conversation.
So, Tao speaks up. So, how long until you think they don't buy your disguises?
My disguise.
Still being royal?
Honestly, looks back at his send off. I'm still surprised it's kind of working. But as long as we don't mention certain names, we should be able to get by with it. But once we start getting asked about family names, we might run into a little.
Or until they remember.
Oh, well, you can easily say, I guess I just got forgotten.
You seem to do that a lot.
Yes. Let's say we.
Oh, there.
Yes.
In terms of that topic, I want to ask you about the finding a person.
Okay.
I believe they're in the city.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I don't hunt.
See, there's the rub, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are you looking for this person for? What did they do to you?
They have something valuable. Other than that, I don't. I just know what it
Do you have a name? Anything?
Yes, name is Kin Treebrew.
Well, I look over to Varys. Have I established enough trust in this situation?
I suppose.
So, see if you can dig up any information. The more you find, I'll pay at least 10 gold per.
Alright, I'll see what we can do.
Thank you. Tell me again. Right. You're lucky I'm not one of the gangs in the city. Eventually, if you reach a certain point of debt, they'll start taking body pieces from you for fun until you pay them back. That is. You ever seen a man try to live without his lung for a week, for like a half a year? His name was Greg, I think it was. I don't know. He racked up a lot of debts.
I've heard about that.
It wasn't. Don't worry.
Not
Varys kind of cocks an eyebrow and mumbles to himself, what kind of books are you reading?
anything I find.
Alright. So you guys walk for a bit. It's a good couple hours outside of town. And you reach a camp. And Varys tells you that this is the Camp Bravo.
Bravo. How many do you have?
That would be telling you, wouldn't it?
Have one.
Tao takes an educated guess and says, well, common alphabet has about 26 letters.
He says, well, that it does.
I also may have forgotten how many letters are in the alphabet.
I think it's like, what, 23?
It's
It's
26.
26.
It is 26?
It is
Right.
26.
Okay, I totally forgot.
You guessed right.
I just threw 26 out there. I'm an idiot and forgot. How many
I mean, I thought 23. That sounded half-assed right to
Because
me.
no one ever uses X, Y, or Z.
I
Look for math.
don't know what you're talking about. My real name contains so many Z's.
It's making up for everyone else not using them.
I gotta have a monopoly. All the Z's are mine.
That's why you don't get names with N's anymore. I took them all. Anyway, going back to the program.
Okay, so you guys get to the camp, and you notice there are guards at the entrance to the camp. These guards do not look anything like the guards you've seen before. And as the town guards, their armor is black with a red sigil. These have their armor tends close to white with a golden sigil on it, whereas the town guards normally have a closed fist as their insignia. These guards have an open hand insignia on their armor. Varys says, well, I mean, there's many terms for it, but that's not really one we use here.
Just look at Tal. Tal has no idea what he's talking about. He's a birdman. Just because they have feudalism doesn't make him Japanese.
Like, I remember reading in a book something about balance.
He's like, well, balance in a way. That's something we are working towards in one way or another.
So, do I have to worry about they're going to try to stab me or something? What about her?
Believe it or not, you're not the first tiefling to change their mind on whose side they're on.
That's actually kind of surprising.
It's not common, but it's happened before.
You can only watch monsters so long before you either become one or...
Fair assessment.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of hungry. I wish I could have another beginning to end, but...
You just feel a glare on the back of your head.
Forgotten just smiles, and then you just see sparks come out of the end of his tail, by the way, because we have tails. You see him flick it up, and it's just...
When you say that, Varys is like, I could go for beginning to end. I mean, if you want to take a detour, I can show you where to get some good grub.
Well, he said sundown. Would we be back before that?
Oh, yeah, we can certainly get back to his meeting place before sundown. It's right here in the camp, so...
Like, out of here. This isn't going to be like an important stuff we're all in the camp from.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay here extra months.
Alright, well, I mean, the meeting place was also the camp.
That's what he was talking about.
I know, but
Yeah.
you never know in this wild world.
And it's a pretty decent sized camp. Like, there is, if you had to guesstimate, somewhere between 50 and 100 tents.
Tal points.
You just reminded yourself.
The irony. The irony. Anyway.
Guess what? You may have forgotten, but you just remembered.
Anyway.
Is that your sister?
He points at forgotten and goes, you have that thing that lets your voice go big, yes?
Yes, thaumaturge.
Call for me when my wings takes off. He's flying. He's gonna fly around the camp, almost like a vulture. He's just gonna kind of like take
Maybe
circles
stay
around the camp.
low to not drive attention. Maybe stay low, not to drive attention.
You're yelling! He shouts out, hoping it reaches him.
I can't hear. He turns
All you hear out of when he says you're yelling, you just kind of hear, yelling.
I did not hear a word he said.
Let him do his thing.
Ain't good enough. I'm hungry.
He says, if you want some good grub, then just follow me.
Alright, everybody else?
I'll stay here.
Alright, don't get in any trouble, Jacob.
Alright, so he leads you to a fairly decent sized tent, and once you guys go inside, there is all kinds of people sitting at tables and whatnot eating. Now, while they're doing that, what is Mr. Belmont up to?
I'm setting up like a small cell just for right now.
Just picking an empty spot, you mean, or?
Yeah, just like a temporary camp, just to like rest a little bit.
Okay, so while you're doing that, you probably get a few random odd stares, and finally someone just walks up to you and goes, I don't recognize you. What are you doing?
Waiting for a friend.
And that friend's name is...
Dwarven fellow. Might know him.
Yeah, that narrows it down.
Yeah.
You should know his name.
I know. Pilgrim.
Ah, okay. You should probably watch where you're setting up. This is kind of a walkway.
Okay. Can I move over to the little off walkway?
That's a walkway too.
Outside the camp, then. I'm just gonna walk outside then, like right in the outskirts where there's some wooded area.
There's no wooded area. It's a plains.
I guess just outside the camp. Then.
The camp, a big old
Well,
camp.
are we talking about plains with very high grass?
Yes.
Then
As long as they don't make fires that make smoke at night or during the day or anything. Maybe at night, except for on a full moon or anything.
Mm-hmm.
They could get away with it.
No fire. I think I'm sit there.
So do you just clear out some grass then to make a?
I guess.
Or...
I think I have a sword. Cut a little circle patch for myself.
All right, back to you guys eating. So you guys all sit down at a table. Find one big enough so that you can all fit, and someone comes over to the table and says, "What can I get you folks?"
There, what do you reckon?
Well, I'm gonna get the beginning to end now that you mentioned it.
Sounds pops up.
I ignore him and order some pig.
Whack it. It's like a snake. Just...
Alright, one order of venison.
I guess I'm take his offer. I'm get a beginning gin too.
Alright, and 3 orders of beginning to end. So he goes back. It's a little while, and he comes back with all your food.
I chow down.
It is quite delicious.
This can actually get kind of addicting.
Varys says the cookie is quite exquisite.
I may have forgot, but
Yes.
no, not you.
You may have forgotten.
Is it that Valley trying?
We're just trying to restore the natural way of things after Zios bugging them all up.
About this time you hear and you see Forgotten's plates are empty, sat down.
So you're trying to restore between?
No, I did not say order. We are not trying to restore order. We're trying to restore the natural way of things.
Way that would be.
We have plenty of order. That's part of the problem.
Talking about chaos as well.
I know. What I mean.
There needs to be a balance. The other gods had their place for a reason, and by unseating them, he's thrown everything out of whack.
Yes, I think you misunderstood when I said order, balance.
He eyes you kind of warily.
But
You're not. Are you wearing your insignia right now or not?
no, it's still in my bag.
Okay.
Tail comes up. Now another.
As you can tell.
You flag down a waiter, and you tell him what you want, and he says right away, and he goes to get another one prepared.
Apologies. I'm very bad words, as you can tell.
Clearly.
Actually, I forgot my name. I got his name. I pull out my sigil.
It's Oria.
I am a druid warrior.
Set the sigil for a minute. He says, well, I don't think anyone who wasn't would be stupid enough to carry this on their person, so you had to be telling the truth, I suppose.
Girl, you're both thinking it was a good idea to wear that around town until he jabs his fork over to you. Leafia, until she finally saved his skin.
He looks both of them over. You can tell by the look on his face, he's decided that sounds probably right.
Then you hear inside your head again.
I found him behind the trash.
It's
That
a bully
smell.
police.
Varys goes
Can't get me.
and scoots slightly more in the direction away from Lum.
You have a place to take a bath, or no?
He kind of gestures to the fact that you're in a camp, and he says,
Well,
if you want a bath, you'll have to find a city.
I was more meaning as in a source of water to wash yourself off.
He's like, you have prestidigitation. I've seen you use it.
Yes. Clean prestidigitation to clean off the little specks he got on his robes. He's just like, oh, well, yes.
You can use it on yourself as well as your robes.
Yes.
You
I
can also
understand
use
that.
it on other people. He kind of gestures his head towards Lum just a little bit.
Now I'm going to just point this out to you. You had to move so you could eat your food. How about you trying to cast a spell, which, by the way, requires you to talk with that close to him?
It's a one and done now.
Do you have something that smells nice? Okay, hold on. Wait. I grab my beginning to end, and I smell it like a deep, good smell, and then I prestidigitation him with the smell of it. Because prestidigitation, you can create odors.
You can, but prestidigitation you can also instantly clean
I
things.
know. I'm just doing this so I can get closer to him. It's just like,
Okay.
Wait,
He is now surrounded in the odor of the beginning to end.
then it's just like, okay. No!
Okay.
Okay, I'm out of magic. No, not really. He boops you on the head, like right in the forehead. Just boop, and you're clean.
You are the cleanest you've ever been in your entire life. There's not a speck of dirt on you.
I feel weird.
You look at him and his skin looks like it hasn't seen sunlight in a long time because it's been so caked in dirt.
You might want to cover yourself up. That sun's going to give you, a burn.
Just mention we're gonna have a glare if you go out from the sunlight.
Well, I'm happy for thirds. Anybody else?
Varys says, you're paying.
Yeah, good enough.
And so you'll order more. Yeah, he'll go and get you more. It seems quite happy to, make more business. All right, now, what's Tao been doing this whole time?
flying,
Just-
exercising the wings. We're doing an awful lot of walking, and he's a bird, so like, technically man, but still.
Point taken.
He can
Okay.
now fly, and he enjoys the freedom sweep.
All right.
My name Bird.
So while you all are, gallivanting about as you were, Gilgrim finds his way into the camp, and he notices Jacob just kind of sitting off on his own. He says, "Oi, where's the rest?"
They've gone off to get some food. I've decided to wait for you here.
Ah, very good. Come to think of it, I could eat myself. Why don't we go get something to eat, and then we can talk business.
Alright, I grab some more important stuff. Get up, have like a piece of like deer jerky, because I imagine I still have some left over from
Yeah.
the deer I got. I'm just gonna walk off eating off that.
All right, you guys also make it to the big tent where everyone's eating, and you see him polishing off what looks to be say, is there 4 plates near him? Empty plates? At this point?
Brings up his tail, flicks a little food out of his teeth.
And you notice Lum is clean, like spotless.
I think 4 is good, maybe 5.
Varys says, are you gonna leave room for dessert?
There?
They have an exquisite peanut butter cake.
Why, yes. Peanut butter cake!
So, Varys says, I'll have some of that as well. And the waiter says, anyone else?
I kind of waft my deer jerky. I'm good.
Oh, since I noticed them, Tal, you hear inside your head. Hey, by the way, Pilgrim shows up. He's at the food tent. Walk back. Why is this awkward silence? Tal, catch me, Tal.
I'm on my way. It's like flying, picks out an open spot in the camp, goes, dives down,
Alright, you do that.
Yeah, picks up the nearest person. Where's the place where you go to eat?
He kind of just points in a general direction.
Take one.
Alright, you find the food tent. You may have to ask another person or so once you get closer to kind of find the exact tent. And then you walk in and you're easily able to identify your group. They're all at one big table.
I will place, I'm guessing, just. Okay. Dessert was good. I'm full.
I walk over it, but I don't sit down. I was called.
Yes, Pilgrim, he's here. I wanted to let you know so we can attend the business.
Yeah, meanwhile, while you guys are talking, Gilgrim is feasting on several plates piled high with food.
Oh, by the way, I pull out that powdered alcohol I got from him. And you see him just lick his finger, dip it in, suck it off his finger.
Alright, you feel like you've already just taken an entire tankard of beer.
Jacob at this point kind of pushes the envelope and says, so, business?
Gilgrim says, let me eat first. Then we'll talk business. It's not quite sundown yet.
Alright.
Fast forward. Sundown.
Okay, you get to sundown, and Gilgrim's quite contented with his meal now. Says, alright, now what can I do you for?
I wanted some firearms.
Alright.
Maybe some better armor. Looks at his standard leather. That can go under my ropes like this. And maybe the party wants more. Yes? No? Guys? Stuff to kill?
I'm good for now.
Bounties as well. Jobs to make money. Also nice.
Says, okay. So now I have a good set of armor with me, and the gun are not here. They're at my main base of operations, which is up in Sewell, which is quite a bit of a journey from here. But if you really want them, that's where I have.
Okay. Is there any money-making opportunities along that way?
I suppose there probably could be. There's always people looking for caravan protection, or I'm sure there's probably bounties out that you could do. Now, I must tell you, the bounty boards here are certainly going to be different than the bounty boards in town.
How's that?
Well, I mean, to opposing factions, I suppose they're probably going to have different goals and ideals.
Yeah, true. But murderers, thieves, stuff like that should be on both still, yeah?
Yeah,
That
I
aren't
mean,
working
it's-
with this faction.
I'm sure there is some crossover, but then again, different factions have a different definition of murderer or hero.
We'll look at that in anybody else needing any work?
Good for now.
The Coruscant. What kind of Coruscant are you looking at?
Me,
Look,
I don't know what
Do
he
you want
got.
magical or do you want gold? The price is different.
Goes outside, grabs a branch.
Not even a branch, a log tosses down his feet. Out of it yourself.
And he says, last I heard, you didn't have any money. So, you're at the mercy of your smiling friend over there. And he kind of gestures towards Forgot.
Forgotten just smiles bigger. How deep are you?
But now depending on how much information gained.
5 silver at the moment.
Yeah, that's about it for now.
I think he's in too deep, trying to keep all the buttons.
Well, we will have to work out this. But
So, he will take you over to his tent, and then he will pull out a set of armor for you.
no, what I'm saying is, if you want, we could go ahead and cut it for the night. There's also a designated gate.
Okay, I need all of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Dexterity. Take-
Okay.
That was juicy dopey.
That's a 7.
God dang. I got a 18.
Alright,
That's an 8.
alright,
I got a 21.
okay.
Where's mine?
Alright, everyone with under an 18, you fall on your butts. Everyone over an 18, you're slightly staggered. As a massive projectile from a trebuchet slams into the camp.
What was that?
Everyone is running around. Is utter confusion.
I think we're under attack.
You don't say, Captain Obvious.
Yeah,
Everyone, sound off. Everyone okay?
I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Just on my butt.
Always.
This is nice.
Varys
I guess I reach out a hand to help.
confirms, so does Gilgrim.
Okay, anyone that got any ideas of what's going on?
We're under attack.
Obviously.
You hear shouts.
I look
We're
outside.
under attack.
Obviously.
I shout back, half annoyed. What direction?
Oh.
All of them.
Alright,
I'm just surrounded.
I look out for the tent.
Okay, there are trebuchets, catapults, and a lot of soldiers, all wearing black armor with an upheld fist sigil etched into it.
I pull up my hood and my robe so they can't see my face, and try to hide myself as much as possible.
What do you do with your tail?
I tuck it into my clothes. I can do that. That's not a problem. I can wrap it around my waist under my robes.
Just checking.
The only thing that still sticks out is the horns, but they won't see my face, so they don't know who I am.
I have an idea. Toe.
How?
Cow. My bad.
Toe.
Toe.
His
Big
character
toe.
calls him Toe.
Big toe. Anywho, can you think you could fly up and look for a route that has the least amount of people?
Wearing still cloth above his face. You think that's a good idea with the trebuchets?
They
You
can't
get shot
hit
on
him
the sky.
They don't have ballistas. They have trebuchets, and a trebuchet is essentially a catapult.
Soldiers carry bows.
You also said there was ballista. You want to go ahead and just repeat that?
Did you say ballistas?
There is.
Okay. Never mind.
Okay, so if you feel like taking that chance, you
No.
can. Good enough. I agree.
You there?
Alright, so a halfling bursts into the tent and goes, Gilgrim, you idiot! You led them right to us! And Gilgrim just looks kind of stunned. He's like, I did not. I absolutely did not. I made sure no one was following me.
I actually have a good idea this time.
Okay. Oh no.
Triumph, and I look towards the dagger that's floating. Can you scout out an area that has the least amount of people? But don't fight them. We'll fight them soon. But just look for the route that has the least amount of people for us.
Says, of course I can. I'm the greatest.
Of course you are. You are the greatest at scouting.
That's right.
Now get out there and go do it.
He flies off.
Forgotten, sitting there rubbing his temples.
Varys says, indeed.
Do you have an escape plan?
Yeah, about that. They weren't supposed to find the camp in the first place.
Okay, so, not criticizing here. Not criticizing at all. Don't take my tone for criticization, because it's not like we're getting ballista shot on us right now. But you're a rebel camp, set up, and you don't have an evacuation plan in case you get attacked.
You see, this wasn't a permanent settlement. We just kind of, stopped over.
It's a pick up and move camp, I think.
Sorry.
So, really, we just need to try to pick up and move, I suppose. But, really, I don't know how much of this we could take with us.
Well, I still got all my gear on me. Everybody else?
When Triumph gets back, we can at least try to escape from the weaker of the line.
If you remember, you set up a tent and everything.
You did.
While we were eating, you set up a camp. Till Gilgrim walked up to you.
But I came back inside the tent with all y'all.
You never dismantled.
You never dismantled
It's still
yours.
set up. Right.
Yeah, leave it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Gilgrim's like, but my gear!
What is it on? Can we get it out?
It's in a cart. We'd have to take the whole freaking cart.
What kind of beast of burden?
Just had a horse.
Is it strong enough to pull the entire cart with, say, this many people on it?
No, it's loaded with gear. It's quite heavy.
We could probably form a circle around the cart.
Yes, but that'd be slow.
It would.
How much of that gear is just raw ore or anything that you could happily ditch? Not saying we should, but we might.
It's mostly armor and weapons.
Take what we carry.
I agree. Bag of holding! Ha ha! Bag of holding!
I think it was like 400 pounds or something.
Cal speaks up. None of this is important, though. He could make more later. Why don't we worry about the important thing? And he points out towards the people, like them.
I need you guys to make another dexterity saving throw.
That's even better.
That's even worse.
Ooh. That's the hot suck for you.
I got
7.
Alright.
That's a 22.
For 3.
Alright. Everyone, same as last time, everyone under 18, you fall over. Above 18, you stagger. This one was closer.
Tail pops out to support myself. Whoa, okay. We should probably get booking.
Okay, at this point, 3 paladins make their way into the tent.
Oh!
They're not friendlies.
Just assume that-
Roll for initiative.
Ah.
Oh, God.
I don't know what that's
Forgotten got a 22. Forgotten is ready.
I got 12.
Okay.
7.
I'm gonna stop talking with the hoodie over my face. I was trying to be halfway realistic, but
It's a 23 for me.
Okay, everyone remember those things while I write these down. Okay, Forgotten, what was your initiative?
22.
22. Tau.
17.
17. Jacob.
23.
17 of character.
Lum.
12.
That's like good.
The druids are going last. We'll weaken them up, and then you guys just hit them and take all the glory.
And they have 10.
Actually, wait, they don't have a saving throw. I just automatically say they have blah disadvantage.
What do you have?
Hex.
Yeah.
There's no saving throw. It's just like,
Yeah, Hex is just nice. It's really nice that way.
Is it for ability checks or saving?
It's for ability checks and saving throw. Ability checks and saving throws on whatever ability you. No, just ability check. Okay. So like a con check or.
All right.
All right. First up is Jacob.
Alright, so I can't use any of my new founded rogue ability because they just walked into the tent. Okay.
Well, I mean, you get sneak attack if you have an ally within 5 feet.
Yeah.
By the way, the gear we got from Gilgrim still hasn't attuned to us, has it?
It's been long enough. You've been attuned.
Okay, cool. I need to just roll a d4 to keep going. Just
So-
know how many spell slots I have extra.
I'm going to keep about 10 feet.
One.
Is it like 10 feet, or is it like a small tent?
This is a large tent. It was the mess hall.
So I'm going to get within 10 feet of one, and I'm going to use my whip on him.
All right.
13 plus 7, unnatural 20.
You hit.
Yeah. 13.
All right.
Gone. And then, oh, I can't. Because they're just looking at me. There's no way to hide.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Unless you say you overturn the table.
No. An action would be overturn a table. Because as a rogue level 1, you can use a bonus action to hide. Or
Unless one of the druids have like a thunder wave that could knock a table over.
So why can't you just throw the table over and then hide?
Because that would be an action, not a bonus action.
Yeah. Oh wait, you don't have cunning action. Never mind.
I do not have that.
Yeah. Okay. Up next is Forgotten.
Alrighty. Forgotten's gonna lock eyes with another one of them, and he's gonna drop a hex on one of them. And I'm gonna go ahead and hex. Let's go ahead and say they're constant. No, dex. Hex or constitute. Hex their dex.
Hex the dex.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and throw an Eldritch Blast at them.
All right.
That will be an 18 plus 7.
That hits.
Alright, so now I gotta roll a d10 and then a d6 because of my hex. Low rolls, but not bad damage for level 2. That's going to be a total of 9 damage.
Okay, 9. All right. Up next is, let's see, Tau.
Oh, great.
There are 3 paladins. 2 have been damaged. 1 has not.
2 have been damaged?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just going to take on the one who hasn't been damaged.
All right.
Hit the back. I think it's 15.
Okay, that does not hit. Armor class is 17.
Paladin.
Heavy armor. We're talking about
Wait.
18 AC.
Maybe I'll restore this.
Do you have key?
I was about to say.
No, I do have key, but nothing that allows me to reroll. Yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the Lucky Star's reaction. So
Okay.
I can reroll. It lets me roll 4 dice and then choose the best result.
All right.
6. Okay, so I'm going to use 6,
All right.
which plus my modifier is well over 20.
Okay, you absolutely hit then.
And then once I hit him, I'm going to spend a key point and use my Fury of Blows.
Okay.
So, for my, you said you're allowing me to stack my unarmed with my talons. Does that
Yes.
also count for Fury Blows? Because that's a different damage.
Sure.
Okay.
But you do got to roll for your Fury Blows to hit. Just to let you know.
He just did.
There was like a
Oh, that was
slide.
his 4 that was his 4 rolls? Or I thought that he was re-rolling his initial attack.
Well, I haven't even rolled the damage from my original hit.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Do
That's
that?
separate rolls. Okay.
Yeah, Fury Blows is separate rolls from
Yeah.
unarmed strikes, usually.
Well, it hits a 21.
All right.
Is it? Really? Damn, that hurts a lot.
You're only level 2.
Well, it's guaranteed 10 damage, so, I mean, he's taking 20 damage regardless. No, 30. 4. 5. So, he's taking 35 damage.
All right then.
Putting the hurt on him.
Glass cannon.
Come in, just give him the 5-finger heart explosion technique.
Okay. Up next is Lum.
Oh boy.
They got really low in initiative, didn't they?
They're also paladins. I mean, that
Okay,
should be
so,
the best.
question. Would you allow me to use my water skin for ice knife?
Sure.
I'm going to use ice knife, and I'm going to... How close would you say they're to each other?
To each other?
Yes.
At this point, they just burst in, so they would all be within 5 feet of each other.
Okay.
But also Tao is up there.
I'm at...
I'm 10 feet away, though.
Tau's up there.
True, so it probably wouldn't be a good idea to cast that if he's within 5 feet.
Friendly fire is on.
Okay.
He
I'm
used
going...
his reaction to use his Lucky Star Zone.
Ah, crap. You want reaction each round?
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use my Xiotar to attack the one he attacked.
Tao, you mean?
Yeah.
The one Tao attacked? Okay.
And wow, what's with these bad rolls? Okay, that's 13.
13 to hit?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, didn't think so. Wing and a miss.
Okay, up next is the Paladins.
The Paladins.
Let's see. One of them's going to take a swing at Tao.
Rip character.
Does 18 hit your armor class?
Just barely. Just barely.
Okay.
It's the same armor class as I do. 17.
Okay, that's 5 damage on
Except I can add 2 for one
the first hit. And let's see if the second hit goes. Okay, does an 11 hit your armor class? Tao, does an 11 hit your armor class?
No.
Okay. He hits you with 1. He swings again, and you're able to deftly step out of the way. The next one's going to move up and swing at Jacob. Does a 14 hit your armor class?
No.
Okay. Does a 13 hit your armor class?
No.
All right.
Nimble, baby.
You are able to deflect both of his swings. The last one is going to attack Lum.
Oh boy.
Does a 17 hit your armor class?
Yes.
Does an 8 hit your armor class?
No.
All right, let's deal up some damage. 8 points of damage. All right. Then, Liefel.
That was a bad attempt at my name.
That's what I was like, what?
I'm gonna go after the one that's in. Wait, who's closest to me? Jacob?
Probably Jacob. But Forgotten would be the closest because he stayed back.
Actually,
I'm gonna attack him.
Okay.
I'm gonna go after the one who's in front of me.
Okay.
15.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
One level away from hellish rebuke.
Did you try to smack him with something?
Sucks to suck.
Okay. At this point, Gilgrim takes his great axe off his back and just decapitates the one that was fighting Tao.
Ooh, nice. I was gonna sneak attack in there.
And then Varys takes out both of his rapiers and cuts quite a few ribbons into the one that Forgotten attacked. So the one that attacked Tao is completely dead. The one that attacked Forgotten attacked is looking pretty rough.
Forgotten you here in the background. Not the right time for class?
All right, back to the top of the initiative with Jacob.
Okay.
There are 2 left.
So the one in front of me and then the one that's fighting Tile still.
No, the
No.
one
No.
The one I was fighting got decapitated.
Alright, so it's on the long one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I 10 feet away?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna whip him and get a sneak attack because he's currently engaged with one of my other partners.
All right.
Maybe. Please tell me it hits. 19.
That hits.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And then 1d6 for sneak. Max damage. Nice. Okay, so that is 20 damage.
20 damage. All right. Next up is Forgotten.
Still gonna hit the one that has my hex because he's still standing apparently.
Yep.
With my bonuses that equals math. 17.
That hits.
God.
He already told us their AC. It's 17.
No, I said that. That's the we both have the AC of 15.
No, he said that.
I said it.
Oh,
The Paladins have an AC of 17.
wow. We all knew that.
Rolls,
I'm
okay.
trying to-
Damage rolls, not that good. Another 9 damage.
9 damage. That's with your hex.
That's with my hex.
Okay.
By the way, I got a +5 on that. Agonizing Blast.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Okay. Up
And then
next.
a D10 and a D6.
Tao, you're up next.
One on
things.
me,
One, I totally spaced how much damage
It was 9 points of damage.
Okay, cool. Secondly, I also lowballed myself. I didn't roll enough dice.
Oop.
I was supposed to roll a total of 6 damage dice, and then take the guarantee, and I only rolled it. Well, no, he lets me stack my talons, and my unarmed, and both of those have a +5, so that's guaranteed +10 per attack.
This is a blender.
Nice. Okay. So you're up next. The one that Forgotten was attacking is slightly worse off than The one that Jacob was attacking.
Okay, so I'm attacking with more health.
Okay.
Hopefully, it was like directly with the point up.
All right, that hits.
Well, I mean, that's essentially the top. So, no way. Okay, so I'm just gonna hit him, and then take my regular bonus hit.
Okay.
No, wait. I might be reading that bonus action. I may or may not be able to. Instead of Fury Blows gives you 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action.
Yeah.
I may be able to take just a regular, like.
You can just a regular melee attack as a bonus action.
But if you do
But I'm almost certain that one, if I do it that way, it hits no roll.
No, if you do a offhand melee attack, what they call it, you roll the dice. It's a straight roll, so you don't add your modifiers to it, and your damage is just a straight roll, no modifiers as well.
Mm-hmm.
So since you're a monk, you wouldn't be able to add your dex or your +10 damage to it. It'd be just the die roll for the damage.
According to this, I can.
Well, it could be different because you're a monk.
I'm looking at it because I'm a monk, and it totally says I can add everything to it.
Oh, well, in that case, go right ahead and do it.
Okay. But I still have to roll for it, though. So
Yeah.
I'll hit him, and see if my bonus action hits. No. Put that there. So it's gonna take the 1.
Okay.
So it takes 15 damage.
15 damage. All right. He is looking really, really rough, but he's not down quite yet. Up next is Lum.
I'm going to take another swing at him.
Mm-hmm.
One that's near me.
Okay.
With my sword and 19.
That hits. I'm just gonna tell you now, you kill him. All it took was a swift
Okay.
breeze.
Yep, that was 8. I'm just going to decapitate him.
Yep.
Oh.
Head comes clean off.
I don't have a stick and a sword.
Okay. There's one left, and he is going to attack Lum.
You must be upset about
The one's
going
next to
his
me.
friend.
You guys are close enough that he can attack either of you rather easily. And I'm assuming a 9 does not hit your armor
No,
class?
it does not.
Okay, so he swings wildly at Lum, kind of almost very awkwardly, completely misses. And then Gilgrim comes in and deftly disembowels him. And that is the end of this combat round.